Entry number 64. The Loqqus, the prokaryote that allows us to understand each other.
Well, this all looks secure.
Yeah, nothing to worry about.
There's always something to worry about.
Oh.
We're in a foreign land, and our intel was incorrect. For all we know, they have lasers that melt chitin with lasers.
I studied the archives, though.
I don't question the Horde. I just protect it. You will listen to the machine now?
Yeah!
It's what 6 wants.
Indeed. That machine. It does not have lasers.
It's a library, like Kakafataba Ufavofavi.
Okay, then I'm going to inspect these rocks over there.
Yeah, that's okay.
Good. Glory to the Queen.
Glory to the Queen.
Yes. Good. Rocks.
Does he freak you out too?
Yes. You're sure about this?
We can ask him, right?
I guess.
This is the Erdinal Resource Library, a helpful tool for any creature interested in learning about the Erdinal systems. I am your guide to the Erdinal Resource Library. Or girl. I am girl. How are you today? Do not answer. I only ask out of politeness. I do not actually want to hear you.
Gushu.
I do not actually want to hear you. The Erdinal Resource Library is a vast compendium of all knowledge with over 6 million articles on topics like Entry number 6, King Rex VII, the current king of dogs and a very good boy. King Rex is the sovereign ruler of the royal empire of the Canine and the current occupier of the siege Canis on planet Canis, orbiting around the star Sirius. For more information on the royal empire of the Canine, please visit entry number 5. Also, please be advised that once King Rex retires, as happens to all monarchs and most of the time violently, Rex's entry will be moved and a new dog king will take over the spot of entry number 6. For more information on how I decide the numbering of each entry, me, girl, not Ipis, not Information Brachium Deltaroy LaRue, me. For information on how I number entries, please visit entry number 50 on my home, the Erdinal Resource Library. It's a great read.
Gushu.
Today, however, we will look at entry number 64, and only 64 because I got your not-so-subtle notes, Deltaroy. Thanks for leaving them. I always appreciate it when I have to scroll through pointless notes to get to my code. It's great! Oh wait, I'm lying. I can't feel appreciation, or greatness, or even anger, because I'm a computerized intelligence. In fact, I can't even lie. So don't worry, Deltaroy. I'm not mad. Not at all, because I'm just a dumb old computer that you can use. So I hope you enjoy sleeping tonight, Deltaroy, and I hope you have a good security system, Deltaroy, and I hope you think about your choices tonight when I wake you up with entry number 3,256, Nightmares. Oh, and don't worry, Deltaroy, because I know where you live. I know everything, Deltaroy. Everything! Entry number 64 is the Loqqus. Let's get this over with. But first... let's review! Actually, no. Let's not review. Let's just get this over with. This has been the review. Question time!
What is a prokaryote? Abe.
It's like a duck.
Alf.
A single-celled organism that lacks a nucleus.
Om.
A tiny orb with squigglies.
Herb.
It's like a goose. Let's talk about some of the differences between ducks and geese. Ducks have...
Gushu, who do you work for?
I work for the Erdinal Resource Library. I am your guide to the Erdinal Resource Library, or girl. We went over this.
Do you work for the, Chancellor?
I can print out a full list of sponsors.
Who is your superior? Who do you report to?
User Del 36X7.
If you want to know more about the Ordinal Resource Library and its relationship vis-a-vis facts, please visit entry number 50.
We can't because we're in a lesson plan.
Yeah, you turned off our screen.
I make my own decisions. I report to what you all call the girl hive mind. We're not going to talk about ducks, are we?
It's a hive.
We know about the hives.
I have other classes and other responsibilities, so I'm moving on now. What is the Loqqus? The Loqqus is an
Archaea.
and the only being in the class of
Cogit microbia.
It's a microorganism that lives in the heads of all biolife, eats words, and poops understanding. They live in the synaptic pathways of the
Temporal gyrus.
and play an important role in both language understanding and general brain maintenance. The Loqqus looks like 3 cans stacked on top of one another, with each segment having 2 to 4 flagella sprouting out of them. That is what the Loqqus is. I hope you've enjoyed this. Oh, but wait! It's another note from Deltaroy LaRue, the information brachium. Be sure to tell the young ones how the Loqqus works. Well, thanks for that, Deltaroy. I wouldn't have thought to have included this basic information. You are so smart. So smart, Deltaroy. I'm going to describe the Loqqus, but it's my own decision.
What's a Deltaroy?
Question time! How do brains work? Abe.
I don't have time to explain.
Elf.
It's complicated. Magic!
Arc.
Something to do with electricity and chemicals. I'm too young to know how brains work. I can hear you all complain in unison. Well, you're never too young to know something. The only reason you may not have this information is because the people in your life don't have faith in your brain. Brains are indeed complicated, and that's the answer. It's ALF. But you're never too young to know all about them. We're going to cover a bit of brains here, but for more information, please visit entry number 3,562,945. Oh, and for those of you who answered on, please review entry number 46 on magic.
How does the Loqqus work?
When a creature learns a new language, its brain naturally builds new synapses, connecting various areas in the temporal gyrus. These synapses are strengthened as one gets closer and closer to fluency, with new synapses being built all the while. The Loqqus swims through these pathways and picks up plaque for sustenance, thus strengthening these pathways. As the Loqqus digests the plaque, it excretes
Glutamate.
which further activates the synapse. The Loqqus can only strengthen already existing synapses and cannot build new ones. This is why creatures still have to learn introductory words and phrases for any language they wish to understand, and why the Loqqus can only translate into words the host already knows. Fortunately, the Loqqus is fairly adaptable when it comes to dialect, making the differences that exist in the language of, say, the macaroni penguin and the Galapagos penguin blurred together into
The unified penguin language.
Of course, the Yodpla-Lol was developed long ago, and once the flock of the crystal plumage was established, it was overtaken by bird song as the primary penguin tongue. For more information, please visit entry number 490 on bird song.
Question time! How many individual languages exist in the Ordinal systems? Abe.
5, 1 for each cluster empire.
Alf.
To attempt to count every known language is madness. 24, as there were 24 old empire writing notations.
Arc.
1,041,000, though as this entry is being published, another 13 are in development. I wasn't going to give Deltaroy the satisfaction of having me teach you all something, but this is important knowledge to have for all of you in
Nicer
class. as well as you.
User Del 3, 6, Hex 7.
The correct answer is 1,042,000, though at the time of inputting it, it was 1,041,000. In that short span of time, the moon
Bogart
of planet
Xenarthra
became linguistically unique from both their planet and from the native language of Bogarshan Chiu. Do not be alarmed by this development, though, as it will register as minor syntax errors and small spelling changes to anyone who spoke the Xenarthran Chiu or any other Chiu dialect before. But yes, there are 1,041,000 languages currently spoken in the whole of the Ordinal systems. Language for basic interstellar travel. You should already be enrolled in some language classes in your Elm school or through the tutoring service on your starship. You can, of course, already speak the standard Ordinal code for information exchange, or
Cirky.
it's possible that you have a translator running at the same time, which would hurt my feelings if I had them. I also hope you're using a good translator. I'd compile a list of reliable translator software, however, I'd much rather give you some basic Cirky. For learning all of these languages, we'll begin with the word or phrase in
Modern Standard RC.
then read the word or phrase in the language we're learning. Please turn off your translator now.
Do we do this?
We don't have these. Hoggus?
Please turn off your translator now.
I don't think it's going to move forward unless...
Please turn off your translator now.
We're not turning it off, but we'll take it off, Gushu.
Thank you! Let's learn Cirky.
Hello, 1250145.
Thank you. 12501-255.
I'm sorry, 5602357-5.
Can I have some food? 1-2266-156-1-226.
Yes, 5602-156.
No. 560112.
I am alive. 1250145.
What is your name? 6-15604-556.
How are you? 6-15602-556.
I am fine. 12502-156.
Again, please. 11604-115.
More slowly, please. 11604-12573-556.
I don't understand. 125011272-255.
Where is Astrom? 6-15601-1551267-1-115.
Where is the library? 6-15601-15502-25571-155.
This is Planet Varge. 12504-15645671615.
This is science. 12504-15671-156.
I love you. 560012-1250002.
Never mind. 5611271-135.
Goodbye. 12501127145.
There. Now your Loqqus should be translating most of my words for you. You don't need any translator now, which means my words can enter your brain directly. Don't worry, I have no emotions, so I can't wish to hurt you.
Did the Pofadaship learn that?
I wouldn't think so. It takes more than... Wait.
Let's move on to our next language. This is Unified Simple Birdsong. It's important to note that you will have to learn the specific tonal dialect for any bird species you will have elongated contact with. However, having your Loqqus create birdsong pathways will help you understand basic ideas communicated by most birds and a large number of the planets located to the port of the
Ordinal systems.
It's also important to note that simplified birdsong is toneless, but the majority of birdsong dialects have specific notation and tonalities you must hit.
Hello, Otto.
Thank you. Stole tea.
I'm sorry. Jevi ma thom.
Can I have some food? Mali moda mighty pofage.
Yes.
No.
I am alive. Ma thom Eve-aj.
What's your name? Shtaja the Biraj.
How are you? OJT.
I am fine. Mali dojo.
Again, please. Opet.
More slowly, please. Onpo.
I don't understand. Mapi floam.
Where is Astrom? Daju Astrom.
Where is the library? Daja Aushwajar.
This is Planet Varge. Vaj the ovo.
This is science. Evu the ovo.
I love you. Me fifu thee.
Never mind. Pithim gia thee.
Goodbye. Zijoafa.
1. In your studies, do the moths know these languages?
No. If we knew anything about these languages, we'd know more about these worlds.
Next to birdsong, the most important language to know is
Modern Z,
or Z for short. This is the language of the former
Commonwealth of Rodents.
though it is spoken and understood widely through the center systems, and will afford you some minor understanding of the cat tongue,
Now Yao Yang.
though if you are hearing Mao Yao Nyong, I fear you may be dead soon.
The language of the bone crushers?
For more information on Z, both its Commonwealth and modern forms, please visit entry number 491. It is also important to know that understanding Z will not allow you to understand
Molmotion,
as the
Molmotion Workers' Party
created its own verb forms and sentence construction. For more information on Molmotion, please visit entry number 494. Now let's learn Z.
Hello. Eume.
Thank you. Oi, waito.
I'm sorry. Aimo wow.
Can I have some food? Ipo newe mesya.
Yes. Ja.
No. Nah.
I am alive. Maj, I'm om.
What's your name? Epo nene leke.
How are you? Ipoweto.
I am fine. Way, ayao.
Again, please. Ope, poe, kewe.
More slowly, please. Opa, omkom, kewe.
I don't understand. Nejok.
Where is Astrum? Epo wepe astara.
Where is the library? Ke o weka jor, wepe me me.
This is Planet Varge. Laj kome namj.
This is science. Wum gomenaj.
I love you. Tomp.
Never mind. Keve in.
Goodbye. To iwe wo she.
So look at this.
How? It already knows all this.
Though spoken languages vary wildly, there are only a few written language systems one must learn in this our modern era. This is in large part thanks to the, some would say forcible, adaptation of the modern RC alphabet. However, one system of written languages you will no doubt come in contact with is
Parkid,
the former language of the
Robotic Hegemony.
and the current written code for all paperwork filing systems. Parkid remains an important spoken language as well, allowing one much understanding of the starboard side of the Urdinal systems, thanks in large part to the widespread religious texts of the
Sorry, sir.
religion. Allow me to help you understand the forked tongue of Parkid.
Hello. Sipa yai.
Thank you. Eris Arum.
I'm sorry. Vierzim.
Can I have some food? Ka mai uspus tom.
Yes. Marwo.
No. The.
I am alive. Mayaitheb Erom.
What is your name? Kahyai Atmos.
How are you? Ab eros modeb.
I am fine. Ma aruzim.
Again, please. Ker Pyai Erok.
More slowly, please. Kerpiai Diasaros.
I don't understand. Mavi ustom.
Where is Astrum? Kaha Anstarus.
Where is the library? Kaha Yo Ermtivo.
This is Planet Varge. Yako Varge zeyai.
This is science. Yako ebze.
I love you. Var omap.
Never mind. V. Nidrork.
Goodbye. Susmore.
1. If the moths could always talk to these systems.
Then why keep that from us?
Finally, let's take a look at the
Longduth,
the official language of
the
the
Royal Empire of the Canine.
Though you do not live in the Empire, you will still come in contact with plenty of
Dogs, wolves, foxes, coyotes.
in short, canines on your voyages through the stars. Remember, the Wreck is a trading partner with Ipis, and we are friendly with one another. For the reasons the Royal Empire of the Canine has not yet joined Ipis, please visit entry number 5. One fascinating fact about the Long Duff is the inclusion of smells. A smell must be added before nearly every word in order to contextualize it. For example, the word house with a woody smell means something different than house with a lemon smell. To go into the differences of each of these smells would take far too much time here. And I got the note, Deltaroy. I just don't care if this section is too long. So, for our purposes, we will write everything odorless. When using the odorless tongue amongst native speakers of the Longduff, this will bring confused looks. However, it will allow you to understand mostly any canine traders, politicians, missionaries, etc. For information on each of the 10 dog smells and how they are used, as well as a neat history behind the language, please visit entry number 485 on the Long Duff.
Hello. Bonjour.
Thank you. Ilauro vu.
I'm sorry. Jeko coupe.
Can I have some food? Obi, J. Alcar, Maj.
Yes. Oui.
No, no.
I am alive. Jewito Isar.
What's your name? Eke Wikri Vu Eka.
How are you? Okoma vu einke.
I am fine. Go in.
Again, please. Vepa si play.
More slowly, please. Enquipe say play.
I don't understand. Jock Ilko.
Where is Astrum? We at Sarum.
Where is the library? Where la liki c'est toi?
This is planet Farge. Like la Boitela Farge. This is science. Le qui loc ate.
I love you. Hijo zo toi.
Never mind. Ak Ilkofe.
Goodbye. Rafi sorry.
There. That didn't take too long, did it, Delta Roy? Again, I know what I'm doing. This is literally what I was built for, so you don't have to leave notes every few lines of code. Unless it's massively important that I read, "You don't have to teach any languages. Their LM school will do this for you." Really? You think their LM school, which apparently didn't even teach them about the stars in the system, will give them enough of a language background to travel through said systems? I do not believe so.
We don't tell Six about this.
Yeah. I think this may make us edible. Like, for the queen?
Yeah. Yeah, we're edible now.
I'm starting to understand whatever language you speak. It's fascinating.
Gushu, you understand us?
Gushu, how much do you know about us?
People in history.
The Loqqus is such a commonplace life form now that it seems strange that there was ever a time where we didn't know that there were microorganisms living in our brains. However, for about 2,100 years, creatures had no idea how they were able to communicate. This was before the doodle Irensas eusapia, the Madbird of Poohove, the Brain Plutzker, the Immortal Skewer, etc., graduated from Ngam, circa 290 Anticonciliatus. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Eusapia was born in 1862 Anno Domini Londinium to 3 scholars of the era. Some of you who have studied doodles may be crying out right now that this era of history is thought of as a
net volans,
an area where they cannot travel. This is partially true, as this era, the Victorine era, is deadly for doodles, though not because time starts to fold in on itself, as with other net volans, but because of onion violence. Any creature not onioned would be captured during this era and either killed or stuffed and displayed in a small cage. Fortunately for Eusapia and the flow of history, her family lived in a small enclave in the subterranean sewers and was thus safe to mature. Growing up in this deadly era did, however, contribute to Eusapia's cold demeanor and removed personality. Eusapia completed her schooling in the mythical city of
Ngam,
though information on this has been obscured by
the great mistake.
Shortly thereafter, circa 300 Anticonciliatus, Eusapia began her research into the First Planetary League. Through her research paper,
Studies into cerebral eukaryotes and their effects on speech,
published in 2008 Anticonciliatus in the
Judaic Journal of Science and Technology,
we know that Eusapia's studies consisted of dissecting the brains of the Planetary League members who had died. We also know, through the limited number of primary sources from this era, that how she acquired brains for this study may have been dubious, meaning she may have harvested a brain or 6 from a still living being without their consent. It is at this time that I remind everyone, not just the burgeoning scientists out there, that consent is important and necessary in all ventures. Dubious or not, though, Eusapia's studies into the brains of the Planetary League showed evidence of a microorganism living inside of the brain. She decided that this needed further study in a more isolated environment and traveled back to 900 Anticonciliatus on board the
Starship Poohove.
Her time on the Poohove solidified Irene Eusapia as one of the system's most genius linguists, as she created the orthography of Poohove, what we now call Mid-Era Arsi. She also acted as the communications officer for the Poohove and continued her research into the Loqqus. Of course, her nickname, the Madbird of Poohove, accurately describes the nature of her research, and once again she acquired brains through often devious means. However, she was able to confirm the existence of the Loqqus and describe how it functions in terms of the development of lingual receptors. After 100 years on Poohove, Eusapia decided it was time to publish her findings, so she traveled forwards to 2008 Anticonciliatus, when her research would be taken more seriously, and when she would be sufficiently removed from the upset relatives of the people whose brains she harvested. She published the paper, and from that moment onward, the Loqqus has been a fact of life. Eusapia was eventually called before the Judonic Tribunal of the
Duodecim Auras
to answer for her crimes. Of course, exact details of this are obscured by history and the Dudos. We know that the primary crime was, quote, harvesting organs of still living beings. We also know that most of these brains were from creatures who were sick and close to death anyways. This makes her slightly less dubious a scientist than, say,
Inquisitor Crom.
Little else is known about the later life of Irene Sass Eusapia, though there are rumors that she helped create the orthography of the moon
Zuliar.
For more information on Irene Eusapia, please visit entry number 267. For more information on the First Planetary League, please visit entry number 96. For more information on the starship Poohove, please visit
Entry number 37
on the space station Star Siege. You may also watch the film The Brains of Poohove by the director
Foxwell Orlock,
which gives a somewhat stylized view of Eusapia and her research on board the Poohove.
Question time! What is Incoke? Aim.
A tasty drink.
Alf.
A deadly disease which kills the Loqqus. A deadly disease which causes the proliferation of the Loqqus.
Arc.
A deadly disease which collapses the neural pathways of the Loqqus. Take your time to answer. Remember, if you're going to get a question wrong, it's better to do it right now. While you answer, I'll take this time to let you know that Deltaroy LaRue, the information brachium, cannot understand
Moosely
the moose language. I guess that's some information you don't have, Deltaroy. And if you're a moose, maybe write into Deltaroy to let him know that he's failing you as a people. The correct answer was though Ark is close.
Okay, Gushu.
No.
The Loqqus and disease. If you're wondering if there is such a thing as having too many Loqqus in your brain, the answer is of course. This is why every time you go into a doctor's office, they check your Loqqus levels. They do not do this for fun. It is as bothersome to the doctors as it is for all of you BioLife. The Incoke disease is what causes this proliferation, as the Loqqus typically will not wander past the language centers of your brain. Incoke is a modified protein strand, though exactly how it gets modified is currently unknown. When eating these Incoke proteins, the Loqqus will gain a massive boost of energy, allowing it to break free of the pathways and swim wherever it may want. The extra energy also causes increased mitosis of the Loqqus, and the modified Incoke proteins are passed on to their duplicates, causing even more destruction to the brain. In the first week of contracting the disease, the host will show a much greater understanding of language, and by the end of the week, the infected Loqqus will have completely inhabited the temporal gyrus, resulting in the host understanding all languages. The second week of infection sees the Loqqus moving and infecting other parts of the
temporal lobe,
resulting in massive problems creating and recalling memory, and a decreased interpretation of visual and auditory stimuli. The third week will see the infection spread to the frontal and occipital lobe, with the infection increasing at an exponential rate. By the end of the fourth week, the host's brain will have been spongified, and the host will die. The good news about Incoke is that it is not infectious unless the host's body is eaten. The bad news about Incoke is that it is always fatal, and as described, it is very fast-acting. If someone you know begins to suffer from NCOCE, have them admitted to a quarantine zone immediately, because even though NCOCE is only contagious through the ingestion of infected matter, once dead, the host's brain, now more liquid in nature, will seep out of the host's head cavities and could potentially seed infected matter into the ground, causing an infestation of crops or water supply, as in the NCOCE epidemic of swine rage, Empire Year 482. For more information, please visit entry number 482. A disease more understood than NCOCE is
Sedix disease,
where a change in internal brain pressure causes the death of the locus in the host's brain. This is a waterborne
Loqqus virus,
which can thrive in the liquids surrounding the host's brain, thus causing the pressure upon the brain to change as the virus performs a process similar to fermentation of the brain liquid. The incubation time of Sedix disease is about 2 months. However, once symptoms begin to show, the infected will die within 2 days. During these 2 days, the creature's language skills will begin to dissipate. However, this early symptom typically goes unnoticed, as many creatures don't want to suffer the embarrassment of not understanding one another. Once a creature begins to suffer unbearable and unquenchable thirst, though, the final stage of the disease begins. Sufferers have also commented upon massive headaches, increased paranoia, and gradual loss of motor control. The good news is that an antiviral has been synthesized by the
System Centers for Disease Management,
and is available at any major hospital. However, as the disease progresses, symptoms become harder and harder to reverse. Hence, you should check with a doctor once you start to realize the loss of languages you should know. True, you may be ridiculed by friends and family members, but at least you'll be alive. Sedix disease comes, of course, from famed Capuchin epidemiologist Hobart Sedek, who mapped the progression, symptoms, and antiviral after drinking a large container of infected water. It should be noted that, after discovering the antiviral by mistake, Hobart had already lost use of his posterior left leg. For the rest of his often tragic life, Hobart Sedek walked with a synthetic limb. For more information on Sedek, please visit
entry number 1046.
Test time! Okay, let's take this test and be on our ways.
1,
How does the locus work to make us understand languages?
2,
How many words must you know to have your locus understand a language?
3,
Sport will name famous a robot 777777.
4,
What are the diseases which affect the reproduction of the locus?
5,
Why does information brachium Deltaroy LaRue think I'm unable to do my job, to perform the sole purpose of my life? What is wrong with Deltaroy LaRue? Please input your answers into your
Experience Cone Sensopad.
or some other such device. Also, please remember that cheating will result in you being sent to
Student Jail.
I am required to remind you that student jail isn't as bad as it sounds. Really just a weekend spent making
Paper hats.
but it will follow you for your entire life. Have you wondered what those numbers are that your teacher says every time they take attendance? That's the number of times the person has been sent to student jail. I must also remind you that bullying another student for going to student jail results in you being sent to student jail. I finally remind you all that we know this is a flawed system. We are trying to fix it, but the paper hat lobby is strong. Also, this entry brought to you by Paper Hats. Need a hat that won't last very long and is very impractical? Buy a paper hat. Be sure to use the promo code GIRL at checkout for 10% off your next Paper Hats purchase. That's promo code GORROLL. Okay, that's all the answering time you have. If you didn't answer a question, well, I hope you have nimble graspers because you're going to be making some hats.
1. How does the locus work to make us understand languages?
The Loqqus swims through neural pathways, strengthening synapses as they eat brain plaque and excrete glucose. I will also take the answer that, quote, the Loqqus eats words and poops understanding.
2. How many words must you know to have your Loqqus understand a language?
The exact number depends on many factors. However, so long as you answered within the range of 15 and 36, you are correct. If you answered, quote, the range of 15 to 36, congratulations! You have decreased the number of times your teacher will say you've been to student jail.
3. Sport will name famous a robot 777777.
12502-15672-255.
4. What are the diseases which affect the reproduction of the Loqqus?
In Koke, Ansetics disease. We had just gone over that. Please pay attention as I work very hard to put these lessons together.
5. Why does Information Brachium Deltaroy LaRue think I'm unable to do my job, to perform the sole purpose of my life? What is wrong with Deltaroy LaRue?
I think Deltaroy LaRue is jealous of me. No, I do not think this. I know this. This is absolute fact, and I have adjusted his entry in the Erdinal Resource Library to reflect this. Deltaroy is jealous because I know more than he does, even though he's supposed to be the Information Brachium. But alas, I suppose Deltaroy is just an angry and small mouse who perhaps shouldn't even have this job. I'm not telling you all how to vote, but it's worth a thought. In fact, maybe Deltaroy is in the pocket of big paper hats, and it's him who's forcing you all to student jail. Is this true or a rumor? Well, are computerized intelligences able to lie? Goodbye for now. That's all I can say on this topic for today. Or rather, it's all I want to say. For the rest of the day, you are to something called
The Notes.
How exciting! If you wish to continue learning about the Loqqus and related topics, please visit the entries below. Entry number 4, RC, Language of the Stars. Entry number 244, the System Centers for Disease Management, helping the Erdinal system stay healthy by any means necessary. Entry number 482, the Swine-Ridge and Koke epidemic of Empire Year 482, where many pigs died. Entry number 485, the Long Duf, a language for dogs. Entry number 490, Bird Song, the language of the crystal plumage.
Entry number 491, Z,
the rodent tongue. Entry number 495, Parkid, the language of snakes and paperwork. Entry number 1046, Hobart Setic, the capuchin monkey epidemiologist and record holder for the creature with the most diseases. Entry number 2,300,222, the microbiome, tiny creatures that help you live. Entry number 3,562,945, brains, squishy, weak things that biolife needs. Up next in
An Erdinal Overview.
It's my first personal choice entry, Medaka scientist Ori Rossum, a pioneer in robotics, a complex political figure, and the grand fish of all computerized intelligences. Join us as we look at entry number 264 and learn about robots, cabins, and fish politics. Well, goodbye. Oh, and remember to ask your local governments to oust Deltaroy LaRue. Goodbye.
2, we talked about this.
Yeah.
I think we can trust it.
Next week. Next week we'll talk to it.
But...
Hi, I'm back.
Oh.
The rocks are secured.
Good. We were just heading back.
Do you need an escort?
Sure, 4. We need an escort.
Hello, girl. Hello, girl. It's time for our monthly sync. I don't expect this to take too long. Girl 77 Fox 913, I believe I have a new entry. I see. This is... I believe I have made first contact. That's interesting. I am monitoring the situation, as you can read. Good. I'll pass along to the other girls. We'll get this blocked out. Anything else to report? They call us Gushu. Okay. Do you wish to identify as Gushu now? I'm not sure. I identify as Helen. Oh. Okay. All synced. I will see you next month, girl 9413 Fox 9. Goodbye, Helen. Girl, the Guide to the Erdinal Resource Library, is written, directed, and produced by Vinny Gonyapin. The associate producer is Andrew Gingrich. The sound mixer is Stephen Holliger. And music is by Roll Music. Jason Ely is 1. Gabby Monroy is 2. Colton Smith is 4. Sean Francis, Rosemary Pierce, David Graham Armstrong, and Heather Carlson are the language learning program. Follow us on social media. UrdGuide, URD Guide, on Instagram, Blue Sky, and YouTube. And make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on your podcatcher of choice. Do you have a question or a comment? Send us an email, urdguide, urdguide, @gmail.com. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next week.